Hello everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles and I'm here again with Jim Hughes.
And yes, again, if we're together, it must mean it's time for some news. What's coming up, Terry?
So this week, their safety path goes to the Senate. I don't know how it's going to get there.
Maybe take a walk.
An Oxford resident honored by the NFL. And Oxford water and sewer rates are on the rise again. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. The Oxford Village Council is expecting to spend more than anticipated on a paving project. During the budget workshop, the council thought the project would be inexpensive, but village manager Joe Medor says it will cost $300,000 more than the $325,000 budgeted for that year. Construction will require fixing accessible ramps and reshaping the paving surface, so the project will be completed in 3 different phases. The first phase is estimated to cost $300,000 and will be completed by 2025. The village doesn't plan on doing any water main projects for a few years, so there will be more space to focus on this project. Since it's completed in phases, there will be less significant disruptions to the traffic routes as well. Bids will be considered during the next council meeting. Jim?
The Oxford Township Board of Trustees unanimously approved increasing water and sewer rates. The Water and Sewer Committee and Oakland County representatives found that the rates must rise due to the rising township expenses. The township expects 6% increase in the upcoming fiscal year. The minimum water bill will increase from $48 to $52 per quarter, and the late fee will rise from $3 to $35 per 1,000 cubic feet. These changes will take effect in October. The quarterly sewer rate will also increase to $3. Sewer disposal will rise to 92 to 104, and changes will go in effect for those changes in January of next year. Oxford Township Supervisor Jack Curtis states that the rate increases were not initiated by Oakland County and that the township does not make a profit from its sewer rates. Terry?
The Oxford School Board has finally approved the district's strategic plan. The plan has been in the works for months now and has one of the promises of Superintendent Tanya Milligan. She made that promise when she was selected for the position. The plan includes 4 strategic goals: safe, supported and connected schools, knowledgeable critical thinkers, empowered and engaged staffing team, and initiatives, systems, and structures. Each goal includes aligned actions to give direct improvements the district can make to reach the goals. According to Executive Director of Communications Christy Smith, the aligned actions are the highest priority items that the district hopes to tackle to achieve the goal. The strategic plan was created after many community forums, surveys, and stakeholder feedback sessions. The district mission is now to provide a supportive, safe, and opportunity-rich educational experience that fosters belonging, builds self-improvement, and prepares learners to contribute to the connected community. The district planned to have the full strategic plan available on the district's website soon, along with quarterly updates on the progress. Jim?
The Oxford Township Safety Path Plan, selected by the U.S. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, may receive up to $900,000 in federal funds for the new fiscal year of 2026. The plan aims to construct a shared-use path along Seymour Lake Road between Dunlap and Sanders Roads, extending to the park. If approved, the funding will provide a safe and a convenient route for pedestrians, cyclists, and mobility device users. The approval process does involve Senate, congressional, and presidential signatures. We'll wait and update you more when we find out more. Terry?
So 2 local roads, Oxford and Oakwood, will be resurfaced this summer in the construction season. Work will begin July 14th and 16th, respectively. Both roads will remain open, but lanes will be closed in some areas. Flaggers will direct traffic in these areas. The Oxford Road project will extend from Ray Road near Oxford High School to Gardner Road, while the Oakwood project will extend from 24 to Hadley Road in Brandon Township. Senior Manager of the Communications for the Road Commission, Craig Bryson, says the project's aim is to extend the road's life and create a smoother surface. Despite traffic delays, residents can still access both roads. Jim?
The Addison Township Public Library received a $10,000 grant from the American Library Association Libraries Transforming Communities initiative. The grant will help the library design an accessible service desk for a new library building and engage residents with disabilities. Library Director Dawn Esarelli says the grant is timely and will ensure accessible design from the start. The library will host conversations with disabled residents and community partners to gather input. If you're interested in giving your ideas on how you can improve the local library, you can contact Esarelli or at the 248-628-7180. Again, that's 248-628-7180. Terry?
Well, beyond our borders, a vehicle hit and killed a bicyclist just hours before Independence Day in Pontiac. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office is seeking help identifying the fleeing driver, a black Grand Jeep Cherokee. A witness followed the vehicle into a side street where the driver and passenger exited in a silver Chevrolet Malibu. The 31-year-old Pontiac man was pronounced dead at the scene. The Grand Cherokee was impounded, and the Sheriff's Office Crash Reconstruction Unit is investigating. Anyone with information about the driver or passenger is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAKUP. Speak up. Jim?
In our supper segment, it's called Behind the Lens. Congratulations going to this year's Oxford Women's Club scholarship recipients. Each student received $1,400 in scholarship money to pursue their educational dreams. One student, Carol Tella Nunez, was awarded the first ever Kathy McDonald Brain Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship was established by Kathy's family in honor of her to help provide scholarships for Oxford students. In the last 25 years, the Women's Club have awarded, hard to believe, but a lot of money went out, more than $200,000 to approximately 175 students in scholarships to pursue their education. Good stuff there. Yeah. Women's Club always doing something good and trying to help out the students.
Yeah. Really
so what's going on, Terry?
Recovering from the 4th of July weekend. It seems like it was a pretty long weekend, and I hope everybody stayed safe out there. I've been keeping an eye on the news to make sure any of the mishaps that happened didn't affect people in our community, and it seems like we escaped.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely it was a challenging weekend weather-wise too, and we again we want to say prayers to the people down in Texas with the with the storms that happened down there, and again, as I say, you got to take every day as a blessing. And if you're out there driving, don't drive too fast.
No, I'm trying to keep it at a low speed.
That's
and
good.
Just be careful out there. Swimming, you said something about
there
pools.
You got to pay attention to the little ones, and I mean, obviously, I think life preservers or jackets. The little ones don't like wearing them, but it's going to protect them. And if you're by a lake or a pool or something like that, there's a lot of tragedy there as well. Yeah,
even in the Waterford area this past weekend. A couple, I guess, he dove in, didn't have a life jacket on from a boat, and then the wife dove in to try to find him because he didn't resurface.
Oh, wow.
So that was 2 people that were being that people were concerned about. She survived, he did not. But on Facebook, and of course I read the media posts too, people are saying, well, why aren't people wearing life jackets on boats? Which is true.
Right.
I mean, any child should certainly have a life jacket on. But if you're a swimmer, they are cumbersome. But if you know how to swim, You don't want to wear a life jacket when you're
It's
on a boat.
uncomfortable.
But what I am going to say is, be careful of your alcohol intake because it's really hot.
Yeah.
You dive in to cool off, and
Right.
you know you might not have all your faculties. So
Basically,
anyhow,
Terry and I are saying you need to be careful and protect yourself,
yeah,
right?
it's summertime, and we need to
yeah.
get out and enjoy our great outdoors while we can. But please be careful and safe.
Coming up, she'll have it at the end of this very newscast. It's in our last story. We always like to leave you with a little bit of a gem. 125th anniversary. Up next, Dave Kenny will have Science Talk and, what is it? Auto Talk.
Science in the
And
News.
Science in the
Auto
News. I
Talk.
messed it up. We'll be back in a moment. We'll get our facilities about ourselves.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. We had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. But then it turned out he had a second cancer. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, of every day being in that hospital, the knowledge that has been accumulated and shared with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, how to amp up the most powerful Chevrolet Corvette ever? Electrify it. By combining the Corvette ZR1's twin-turbocharged V8 engine with the hybrid E-Ray's electrified all-wheel drive system, Chevrolet has stretched the performance chops of its flagship sports car even higher with the 2026 Corvette ZR1X. With 1,250 horsepower, Chevrolet says ZR1X can speed past all other mid-engine 8th-generation Corvette variants from the jump with estimated 0 to 60 mile-per-hour acceleration in less than 2 seconds. The ZR1, which was revealed last year, had been Chevrolet's most powerful production Corvette and has a 0 to 60 time of 2.3 seconds. The two share a top speed of 233 miles per hour, Chevrolet said. Corvette engineers used the ZR1's LT7 V8 engine with 1,064 horsepower and 828 pounds-feet of torque to propel the ZR1X's rear wheels. They borrowed the AWD system that debuted on the hybrid Corvette E-Ray to power the ZR1X's front wheels. The system's electric motor offers an additional 186 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque, 26 more horsepower and 20 more pound-feet of torque than the E-Ray, and does not need to be plugged in to recharge, instead drawing regenerative power from the front drive unit. The front and rear propulsion systems are not connected. The 1.9 kilowatt-hour battery is capable of rapid recharge and discharge with improved usability energy for more power compared with the E-Ray, Chevrolet said. Drivers can use a Charge Plus button for greater endurance while lapping on a track, while Push to Pass delivers maximum power at once. A new performance traction management mode PTM Pro disables traction and stability control when driving on the track, Chevy said. And with additional power comes enhanced brakes. The ZR1X will come standard with J59 braking package, which is optional on the ZR1, that pairs Alcon 10-piston front calipers and 6-piston rear calipers with 16.5-inch rotors in the front and rear. The ZR1X will be sold as a coupe or convertible. An optional ZT Performance package offers a firmer ride. A carbon aero package enables 1,200 pounds of downforce at maximum speed. It comes with the ZTK package or can be added separately. The ZR1X also features Corvette's updated interior for 2026, which includes a reconfigured instrument panel. Chevrolet says the ZR1X's performance can compete against the likes of the 1,184 horsepower Ferrari F80 and 1,258 horsepower McLaren W1. Production of the ZR1X will start this year at GM's assembly plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Pricing will be disclosed later. In our second story, Ford Motor Company has ordered dealers to halt demonstrations and deliveries of roughly 300,000 Mustang Mach-E electric crossovers globally because a battery problem can prevent the doors from being unlocked. The automaker is recalling 196,911 Mach-E's from the 2021 to 25 model years in the U.S. because unexpected discharge of the 12-volt battery can cause the front door electronic latches to retain their last lock-unlock status, according to an advance notice of the recall sent to dealers on June 16th and obtained by Automotive News. The issue could cause passengers to be locked out or trapped inside. Ford Motor spokesman Mike Levine said the recall also affects about 120,000 Mach-E's in markets outside the U.S. and that Ford was not aware of any accidents or injuries related to the issue. A software update is coming soon to address this recall, Levine said in a statement after the Detroit News reported the recall and delivery halt. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
What is dementia? Is it the same as Alzheimer's? What is vascular dementia, Lewy body, FTD, TBI, and CTE? If someone has memory loss, does that mean they have dementia? Millions of Americans ask these questions every day. I did too, and I learned. My wife Ginny developed dementia. I didn't know what to do or what was coming next. I'm Kevin Jameson, volunteer and president of the Dementia Society of America. I'm excited to offer you a free guide to understanding dementia. It's filled with facts about dementia, care planning, how doctors can help, and ways to keep your brain as healthy as possible. The Dementia Society of America is a national nonprofit, and we're ready to answer your questions. You want to live life to the fullest. I know that. Ginny did too, and I'm confident that we can help. Get your copy of the guide. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
One in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Military families often sacrifice precious time away from loved ones while serving our country. And for those with children, the separation can be especially difficult.
We were worried that with him leaving, that she would lose those connections with her dad.
Some of life's best moments happen between parents, children, and the pages of a good book. United Through Reading provides that connection.
You can watch your mom or dad read a book to you, and it almost feels like they're really there.
we ensure they remain a consistent, meaningful part of their children's lives, no matter the distance.
Just seeing Jacob recognize Daddy again after a long time just melted my heart.
And now, as we're facing greater isolation from our loved ones, United Through Reading is also available to veterans. Learn more about United Through Reading and download our free secure app at unitedthroughreading.org.
Congratulations to Oxford Junior Girls soccer player Cameron Budzik. She recently named the MIHSSCA All-State Third Team as a defender in the All-District and All-League teams in her high-level achievement in her sport. Again, great work for Budzik. Go Wildcats. Hey, a local resident on the professional level. Oxford resident Bill Keenst was recently honored with an award of excellence from the NFL's Pro Football Hall of Fame. He served in many different communications positions for Detroit over the last 36 years of his career. Keenst spent nearly 2 decades as the senior vice president of communications for the Lions. He officially retired back in 2021, and the Hall of Fame Award of Excellence program looks to highlight the contributors in football, including public relation employees, equipment managers, and more that do most of their work behind the scenes. Keenst received his honor at a luncheon that was actually held where the Hall of Fame exists, Canton, Ohio, last month. Keenst currently spends his evenings roaming the sidelines with a camera during Holly High School football games, documenting the success by his son's own team. Once again, congratulations to Bill Keenst on that award with the NFL. I want to mention this. We're going to be going into fall sports, and if you'd like to be a sponsor of any of our sporting teams or any of our programs here, contact our office at 248-628-9658. That's 248-628-9658. We can put a package together, and you could sponsor either a football game or any one of the sports of your choice and get your name out there if you're a local business. We're going to be back in a moment. Terry Stiles will have the last story today, and the last story is called the 125th anniversary. Stay tuned. You're watching Oxford News This Week.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
And in our last story this week, we celebrate the 125th anniversary of the arrival of the first Detroit United Railway train in Oxford, the DUR, on January 22nd, 1900. This electric railroad played a critical role in the growth of Oxford and Lake Orion at the turn of the 20th century, not this century, the 20th century. Riders could travel from Oxford to Detroit in about an hour and a half for about 50 cents. The train ran up M24 with a turnabout at the downtown Four Corners. The following year, the rail extended to Flint. The advent of the Ford Model T marked the decline of interurban railways, leading to the demolition of Oxford's depot in 1956. I do remember that Lake Orion had their depot when I was a young girl.
Well, do you know now that I don't know if the depot, this is the same thing or was a train? I guess it was. You know the train station in Oxford. You know where that's at, right?
Yes.
Oh, so you know that little building that
Yeah,
used to be
on East Street.
Right, right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Now, I mean, this is kind of a tied-in baseball story with it. You know who used to come up from Detroit and play baseball up here? Ty Cobb.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
because
Right.
he
I
liked
remember
he
hearing
liked
that.
to fish up at Stony Lake,
Oh,
and he
how
would take
neat.
the train up. And one day he had a game, and he said, "I'm not going back." He called in, or I don't know how you did that back then, but he didn't go. So
He sent some kind of Pony Express or
it's
something,
like,
right?
so, anyways, I know some important
cool.
stuff happened with the Chamber of Commerce. What's going on with that?
Oh, it's the Oxford's Chamber of Commerce 75th year.
Oh, wow.
And we're doing strong. We're gaining more members every week, it seems. And then it was also Lake Orion's Chamber of Commerce 75th birthday. They had an event last week.
Okay.
And this chamber, because I'm on the board, I kind of know that we're talking about trying to do something in the fall.
Well, I
Just
see you
celebrate.
guys out and about. Like I watch the channel. I'm sure you guys see it at home too,
Yeah.
where they have those big scissors.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Amy's like,
Yep,
cut
ribbon
from the
cutting.
bottom.
At the back of the scissors.
yeah,
it
yeah,
cuts
but
better.
then, I mean-
Those are ribbon cutting, so that's every time we have a new business in the community and
Right.
they join the chamber, and there's a lot of benefit to the Oxford Chamber of Commerce. That's when they have a ribbon cutting and we get to cover it.
And you guys put out like a book, which this year's book, I made my card shows up on your book this year.
Oh, is it?
It's
Oh,
like if you
good,
look at it,
very
because it's a
good.
picture of the football field, you see a
Oh,
little
with
yellow
your car
Mustang.
in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
very
guys, going back to the book thing, is that so if you have a business and hey, look,
Yes.
I'm looking up about dentistry, I can find all
Sure.
the dentists in
Yeah.
Oxford or
Yes,
Lake Orion.
You can also do that on the chamber website, which is chamberinfo.net.com. Try one of
Oh,
those.
I have to have a hard copy.
bad.
I like the hard copy of the
I
book.
do too, because
And
I
then-
put little sticky notes and stuff in there.
And then you
I've
guys,
used this
I
guy,
think
this
I
guy's
think
great.
guys were talking about last time was the company up in Oxford that's in that old Dunlop building that they do
Yeah,
Christmas
Excel
lighting,
Brothers, right.
and then they do something else, and
Yes.
that's so neat to get that out there.
Yeah.
And once it's out there on our channel, I mean, it goes on YouTube. It's out there forever.
Yes, it is. And Excel Brothers is a new company in the community, fairly new. They've actually, when they started lighting the bridge, I think their business took off. And
That's
it's really
nice. Well, it's a
sweet.
good thing
Yep,
they did.
Yep.
And then they'll light your house too. So.
Yeah, they'll light the house, they'll clean your house.
Anyways, what book you reading before we
Speaking
get
of
out of here?
Oh yeah, I'm reading another William Clark Kent of the Ojibwe Indians in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Which is a mystery and it's always exciting. But speaking of reading a book, so we're going up to,
North.
we're traveling to New York.
Okay.
In a couple weeks, and so I've got a couple books planned ahead for that ride.
Right.
But what a good idea! The library, you can download audiobooks from the library. I'm on my 60th book in
Wow.
a year and a half, just because I listen to them while I'm in the car. But you can do that when you're taking your kids up north to go camping. Get some of those audiobooks for kids. That keeps them quiet and it keeps them off their tablet.
I think it may also be a good thing locally is like with all the orange barrels, especially in the spring and summer,
heck yeah,
is
yeah.
like you're in a traffic jam and you're like, oh, I hope I can stay a little longer so I can hear the next chapter, you know?
Exactly. I've been known to sit in the driveway and wait for that last chapter.
So cool.
Yeah, reading takes you everywhere.
No doubt. Anyways, I think we have chatted this one through today. And once again, we hope you are having a good time wherever you are. Be safe. Make sure to take care of yourself around the pools and be safe that way. OCTV actually can be viewed right here on Spectrum Charter Channel 191 on the AT&T U-verse Channel 99. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Amazon Fire Stick, and my little friend Roku. That's all available. If you have a show idea and would like to volunteer at OCTV, and if maybe you'd like to be a sponsor, again, we had mentioned that coming in our sports season, we find it difficult to cover all the sports. And if you're a business and you want to get your name out there in front of our football or sporting broadcast, call this number and let our office know at 248-628-9658. That's 248-628-9658. We have reasonable packages for the sponsorship of any program.
Yep.
Very special thank you going to our own producer, director Kyle Snage, news director and news writer Allison Miller, and station manager herself, the book reader Terry Stiles. For everyone here at OCTV, always a pleasure. I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week. I invite you back next time. And again, we will take a look at Oxford News this week.